So, I'm Corey McCain, and today we are going to show you the project we've been doing here in our property, growing some fruit trees and a garden. We've been working on this project now for almost exactly 6 months, from about mid-February till now, and here we are early into August, so we're close to 6 months. With that said, we're going to go ahead and march on down to the south, the south end of the pond. I'm sorry, the north end of the pond, the other way, north end of the pond, and show you where the work begins. Now right here is a big old brush pile. And I'm working on this with our wood chipper, wood chipping this stuff down to wood chips for putting over, you'll see it in a second, on the mounds where the fruit trees are at. And these all came from, we had to cut down quite a few oak trees and stuff. If you want to show this stump right over here, Jen, there are various stumps around from us cutting down oak trees. And so that's where all this debris has come from, and we're just using the wood chipper to wood chip it up. And the fence here is to keep the chickens out. All right. Now step back. Now the first thing you may notice is we've got the ground built up right here. And the reason for this is years ago the previous owner had made this pond, and the sand that he brought out of that pond, he built up this particular area. And it was not very good sand to be able to grow anything in. There was other issues. So we decided to haul in some good topsoil and build this up, and that's why it's built up the way it is. I'll also mention another thing. Everywhere where you see a tree, originally what we did is we dug down into the native ground, 3 foot diameter, and we went down 2 foot down and filled that in with rich dirt and a rock layer in there. And we built that up, and then we put the dirt on, and I have mixed this, and you'll see that along with the topsoil, I've brought in compost and covered everything with compost, and then I'm covering everything with wood chips and leaves, any type of organic matter that we have. So you can see right here is a leftover pile of dirt of topsoil that I hauled in, and we're still got a little bit more of that to do, and you never know, as far as we're constantly adding to this project as we go. Now some of these trees have been here in the ground for as much as about 4 months, 4.5 months, some of them. Others have only been in the ground for a shorter amount of time, say 1 to 2 months, depending on the area, because it's just add to the project as we go type of thing. So we're going to step up here. Begin showing. Just want to come over here. This here is a peach tree, and this was just a little guy when we got him. He's one of the earliest trees we've gotten into the ground. He's probably been here for about 4.5 months, and he's now almost as tall as I am, and I'm 6'5", so this thing is growing very well and doing very well. And you'll see these various strings and stuff and weights on these tree branches and stuff, and that's just for training purposes, to get the branches to grow in a nice structure that we see here. So this is actually called a tropic beauty peach. Over here we have what's called a pineapple orange tree. And this is a mid-season variety orange. And if we turn all the way around, we have here a navel orange, an earlier season orange tree. And then immediately right over here, we have a couple of brown turkey figs. And these were just little tiny bushes when I originally got them. And then just a few months, they've really exploded. And over here, this is I think it's called a Sayo persimmon tree. It's a stringent variety, so you want to let it really, really ripen up before you try eating it. This over here is a Meyer lemon. This here is a pink guava. This apparatus right here, this is dragon fruit cactus. I don't know if you've ever seen dragon fruit, they're real exotic looking. This is a red fleshed variety, and over here is a white fleshed. This is also red fleshed. And we just got these in and going. But they'll come up, and then they'll grow, and they'll hang over, and it'll kind of look like a cactus tree all hanging over this right here. Now let's, here. This is a bit. These are a couple of papaya trees, and these papayas grow very, very quick. They were just little guys when we put them in, just a few inches high. Basically 4 months. They've grown up to this and are currently already actually putting fruit on. This is actually a developing fruit right here, the first one. These are obviously banana. This is your typical, like your Chiquita banana that you'd find in the store. And this is an ice cream banana that's supposed to taste vanilla-y. I've never tasted one yet, but that's what I've been told that it tastes. And it puts out pups for the next generation. So when this one fruits, it will be taken down, and that will become the next one to go on. So that's everything here on the north side of the pond that we have put in so far, and we've got lots of work to do. Wood chipping, putting wood chips on, covering everything, leaves to cover everything, and we'll see how things go as we expand. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go on down to the south end of the pond and show you what we have going on the south end of the pond. Oh, before we do that, there's some more brush pile over there that we got. And eventually you can show them how thick this is through here. Eventually we're going to clean out all the way around this pond. This stuff will all be turned into mulch and compost around here. So we're going to head on down to the south end of the pond now and show you. All right, now we're over on the south end of the pond. This trailer here is full of compost. I go and pick it up, the compost up. I can pick it up $26 a ton. And so this has been a real help to this project. If you want to come over here, we'll show the people the compost. This is just the organic way of being able to feed the fruit trees. And I put this on top of all of the mounds and mix it in with the dirt for the trees. This right here is a bacon avocado. It's a B-type flower avocado. One of the newer plants, trees that we planted. You can see the mound is not done here yet, and that's because right here, you might be able to hardly tell because there's a lot of weeds growing on. Why don't you come over this way, Jen? You can see more, there's more topsoil for me to finish that, but I've had to leave it out. And that is because I've got to be able to get through this area right here with more dirt over here to put more trees in over there. So I've left this out for now. That's why I've not finished it at the particular moment. And this here is another avocado tree. This is a Mexicola avocado, an A-type, and it's currently breaking out in a growth flush. This here is just a there's a bunch of different kinds of flowers in here. We put them in to draw in beneficial insects. We did it in a few other spots, but we're taking them out. We've decided not to put them in right here. So eventually I'm going to take this out. It just looks kind of neat for now with all the flowers. So we're actually going to be planting pineapple in between these rows. This here is a Kiet mango, probably one of the latest season variety mangoes. And you'll see that we have various mangoes through here, and they're all different types of mangoes and for different seasons, and that is so we can have fresh mango basically from April, May all the way to October once they start producing fruit. This here is a Kent mango, and it's branching out nicely. You can see the weights to train the branches. We had flowers in here and I took them out. I'm going to fill this in with compost and then we'll get wood chips over it. This here is a Glen mango. Then if you want to flip over there, over here is a rosy gold mango, the earliest season mango we have. We've had some difficulties with this one from the get-go, some disease problems, and the leaves aren't hardening off real well. We're going to see how it goes. This is the only tree that I have potted, so I just don't know exactly how this is going to turn out. We'll see what happens with it. In here, you'll see that this is our plan to put pineapples in between each section where the trees are. Oh, and something I did mention, somebody may be asking, how did I get all this dirt in here? And well, I've had it delivered by truck, and then I actually moved all of this dirt from over there to over here by wheelbarrow and shovel. And so that's the kind of work that's been going on for the last 6 months. Is digging, dirt moving, wood chipping, planting, such. This here is a Valencia Pride mango. This little guy here is a seed-grown Altalfo mango. They're little yellow mangoes. You could pick them up in Sam's. They're also called champagne mangoes, and the reason they taste really, really good, and I just had to plant one because those particular seeds happen to be polyembryonic instead of monoembryonic, and polyembryonic seeds often you'll be able to get an identical clone of the parent, where the rest of these trees are basically, for the most part, grafted trees. So you know what you're going to get. Where typically a seed-grown plant, you're not really guaranteed on specifically what you're going to get. So this has been in the ground, probably right around 8 weeks or so. And more pineapple growing. We just buy pineapples, take the tops off, root them, and then plant them. This is a Mauritius lychee tree. If you don't know what lychee is, I say that to a lot of people and they don't know. Well, I don't know what a lychee is. Go ahead and look it up online, what a lychee tree is, and you'll see what it is. Okay. Now, once you've point across, you see down through here, down through the pond. Down there's where you can see what the banana is. That's where we were, and now we're down on this end. And I got hoses around here for irrigation. I have a solar powered system that's portable, and I can bring it out here, and we draw the water out of the pond to irrigate the trees. And through here, this strip right through here, we're getting ready to dig some holes, and we're going to be putting a row of fruit trees right through here. So I'll be bringing more dirt in and widening this out to probably right in here. So this will be all filled in with dirt all the way through here when we get our next expansion on these trees going through here. So with that said, why don't you go ahead and pause it, Jen, and we'll go to the front. Okay, I forgot these pear trees that are over here on the north end of the pond by the avocados. This is a hood pear right here. We just got these planted. It's been a bit of a struggle as far as transplant. In the middle of the summer, we've had some definitely difficulties, especially on this one over here. This one is a Florida home, and so far it is just holding on. So we're going to see what happens here. But it doesn't look so good right now. But I'm thinking it's going to pull through, and we'll see what it looks like a couple months from now. Okay, ready? All right. This is a mango tree, a seedling grown. It was actually given to my wife before we got married. She put it in the ground. I think it was like last October or something like that, when it was about yay tall. And this is the growth it's put on this particular summer. They start off red like that, and they'll green up and turn just like this in a short while. But it doesn't have, I don't know exactly what seed it was from, but it seems to be doing pretty decent. Alright, this is a crepe myrtle. We got some flowers up here in the front of the property. We'll show you as we go through the rest of this. Nice, pretty. We put this in last year. Show the neighbors' flowers. These are different hibiscus flowers. I don't know what these are called. What are these called?
These are the lantana.
Lantana.
They're doing really well right now. And then Plumbago, they're trying to come. They're trying to make it.
Okay. Well, this here, these are moringa trees. And if you don't know what moringa is, do a search on moringa. As far as green leafy stuff, you probably can't find anything that is more nutritional on the planet, and it's really good for health and healing. As a matter of fact, we're helping a guy out right now with who's got stage 4 cancer and hasn't been given much hope, and so we've been harvesting off of this tree to help him out. We got 6 of them here, some smaller ones, and they grow super fast. These ones have been in the ground about 3.5 months, and they are, well, I've even topped them, and then they grew more, at least 10 foot tall. But they started off as little guys, 10 or 12 inches, seedlings. These 4 we had given to us. I bought these 2. But they're just a very good plant to have for medical missionary purposes. Or tree, I should say. This is a mulberry tree. This is one we planted in early June, so it's been here for basically 2 months. And it was about a little shorter than me, when we planted it. And now, like I said, I'm 6'5", and I have reached about 8'3", 8'4", so it's close to 9 foot tall right now. Let's finish up over here.
I'm gonna stop by the roses. I don't know what kind of roses these are, but I thought they were a pretty color, not normal, little orange. But they're doing well. Got a few herbs we're trying to grow.
I got knocked down again by the wind. Are you on? This is the beginning of our garden project, some raised beds. We've got okra in here. Pretty much a lot of the stuff we're getting ready to end, other than the eggplant and the okra. We'll let that continue to go as long as it can. Some Malabar spinach, that's all that green stuff right there. We've got some carrots in there, some pepper plants. One of them got knocked down, so I didn't put a stake on it. The tomato plants have not done well here in the summer. They've not put on tomatoes. We had some heat wave tomatoes that were supposed to be able to handle the heat, but they've just not handled the heat. But basically, for the most part, we're just getting these beds. We're going to be getting these beds ready here very shortly for the end of the summer planting season. And you can see over here along the strip where all this wood is piled up. There's a trench actually dug underneath there, and I put all that wood there. We have a lot of lizards, and so this was to give home for lizards and toads to be able to eat bugs and have a home. They can come out in the garden and eat bugs. And, well, hold on one. And we'll be able to, the fence right here, we'll be able to extend the garden this way.
Toward the moringa.
Toward the moringa in time. And this is the first tree we actually cut down right here. We gotta cut it the rest of the way down. And up there, we have a bat house. And we don't have any bats in it yet, but we just put that up maybe a month ago. And our hope is to be able to draw in bats to give them a home, so they can eat the moths at night, so the moths don't lay eggs to have caterpillars in our garden. We definitely had some caterpillar issues this summer that we have to deal with. So that's basically the extent of the garden at the moment. I've worked on this the least I've spent most of my time on the fruit trees, so this has been a little bit more neglected. Hopefully we'll have a much better fall season than we did summer here. Alright, so that is really the tour of what we've done so far, and I just want to encourage everybody to get out and get some fruit trees planted, get some gardens going. For Meadow Mix, I look forward to sharing more with you as this project grows over time. Every few months we'll do some update videos. So thank you very much, and God bless.